Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs, and welcome to episode 3 of Bistow's regular broadcast. We've still not worked out hand signs for this, but this is the show that is pretty much exclusive to you, my subscribers. I say exclusive. What I mean is I'm not posting this in any other social media, not posting any links anywhere. It's just for you guys who pay attention to the subscription thing and give our videos a watch. Usually, maybe some of you have even rang my bell. I don't know. It doesn't tell you how many people have rang your bell or anything like that, I don't think, on the analytics. But we're digressing. It's between me and you. We're having a bit of a fun time, I hope. We're having a fun time? Yeah, so I had some responses from last week that leading on to some other discussions. Graham Luke. What Transformer figure am I looking forward to next? I'm trying to think about what's scheduled for release and stuff like that. And third-party release schedules are all over the place. So I think a definite answer is MP Dinobot. That thing looks like just black magic and engineering combined to make a... there's some things in the Raptor mode that are not ideal, but it's forgivable for what this figure looks like it's going to achieve. So that MP Dinobot, I am really looking forward to. Are there any figures that have never been released that you'd like to own? And you remember talking about Centurion from the comics, which, again, I'd love a Centurion figure. I'm trying to think. Who hasn't been released? We're getting to a stage now where everything's been either looked at or released, or, you know, maybe something has been like it's been out. When I was a kid, I had a video tape, VHS. That is a cassette you put inside a video player, and it plays things on your television for some of the younger people. And what a patronising shit I am. Yeah, it had 2 episodes of season 3 on it. It had Call of the Primitives and Fight or Flee. Now, there was a robot that was with the Paradonians, the Autobots that fled to Paradon, and most of them looked like they were either RC, lookalikes. There were the medics. There was some very generic-looking robot guys. There was Sandstorm, and there was this one other guy, this kind of like red robot with some white bits coming out of him. And I have no idea who that guy is. There's never a toy of him. I don't even know if he's ever got a name. But that guy, I don't know, because it was a video that I'd watched over and over and over again, because it was one of the few videotapes we had with Transformers in as a kid. So I'd like to see that figure. I don't know what he's called, what he transforms into, but because of just the repetition and seeing that guy over and over again, I quite like him. Yeah, will we ever see a live-action Thundercats movie? That's just come out of thin air, that one. Well, I think there's several routes to this. They're doing that Thundercats Raw, aren't they? Which looks like might just be a very silly cartoon in the format that very silly cartoons are in nowadays. Just 15 minutes of just irrelevant fun for some. However, even that, they do have a undertone in it, a through line undertone that's more. So if this is irreverent on the surface level, but it's very relevant on the underground, between the lines, if they keep that core and actually are very faithful to what Thundercats is about, and it does kind of get the property back into the main public eye, then yeah, I think there are chances that outdo it. I mean, there's still the Thundercats symbol is still very iconic, and people buy T-shirts of that and belt buckles of that, and probably maybe have never even seen the show because they like that Thundercat. It's a very this is representative of 80s cartoons, the Thundercat logo. So I could see it going that way. That becomes very popular, and it does, and it's not just taking the piss out of Thundercats, but it is actually faithful to the Thundercats in a way. I could see it leading to a movie, but there again, Teen Titans is getting a live action TV series, but it's also getting the Teen Titans cartoon based on the Teen Titans Go animation. So maybe it'd be end up being an animated silly film if they did it. Otherwise, I think if they ever make a He-Man live action movie, then if that's successful, a Thundercats one is guaranteed to happen. I think He-Man had happened first because He-Man's already had a live action movie. I think He-Man, in a way, whereas the symbology of Thundercats is more iconic. I think the characters in He-Man are more iconic. I think more people want to see a movie with Prince Adam and Skeletor and Beastman and Man-at-Arms and Ram-Man than they do Lion-O and Panthro and Mum-Ra. Mum-Ra's like a knockoff Skeletor anyway, isn't he? And, Slive and Monkey Man, Jackal Man, all that type of stuff. I think more people would be into He-Man movie than they would a Thundercats movie. And I think with films like Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think with Thor Ragnarok, they know what the tone is. They know what the tone of those movies would be. And they know there's an audience for that now. So I think we might see something in the future moving forward. But I think a He-Man film would come first, and then if that's successful, someone else will go, we could do Thundercats. Just like how it happened in the 80s. Followed that. The progression of toys, as it were. C4 Dark Main has again given me some good tips about doing live videos, so it's definitely something I am looking into. Not just yet. So yeah, the idea of doing it for like the episode 10 or episode 15, for little anniversary episodes, as it were, I think that's a really strong idea. So it's definitely something I'm looking into. Smizno, be right back. BRB is the future of interactions on the tube. I'm not sure if it's the future or the distant past of our archaic old membranes that we have, Dave. But there we go. It's a bit of Ludditism, really, rather than actually embracing the kind of, like I say, that C4 Dark Main was talking about. The live streaming. There's a bit of a Ludditism. Being this is as much technology as I'm willing to accept. I'm going to use a bit of recording, but I'm going to use pen and paper and all that type of crap. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's the future or the past, but it's happening. That's all. It's the happening. Maybe with Mark Wahlberg. David Lockie. Who is your favourite Transformer and why? Grimlock, mostly Grimlock, occasionally Impactor, but Grimlock is like Impactor, but he turns into a T-Rex rather than a harpoon tank thing. What can I say? Do I have a problem with authority? I don't like getting told what to do. I like to do things in my own speed and my own time. But I'm also fundamentally a good person. To me, Grimlock is that kind of that rebel who is fundamentally good but doesn't really want to stick to the rules or, doesn't want to get told what to do. He wants to go out on his own and kind of forge his own way. And I think that is what appeals to me. And he's a robot T-Rex. And about, Transformers, I got into, it was Sideswipe and that red Lamborghini, that red Lambo, that was really like what made me pay attention to Transformers when they first came out. But when I saw a picture, an advert in a comic book of the Dinobots, that is when I became a lifelong fan. That's what was like, because, you know, there was GoBots, there was Transformers and stuff like that, but GoBots didn't have fucking dinosaurs, did they? They didn't have robot dinosaurs. They were just these big, die-cast, lovely things. Gold chrome, T-Rex. See, that's yeah. And he's a rebel. That's what I liked about Grimlock. If I could be a Transformer, what would you turn into in terms of design? So we're going dinosaur again. And let's face it, yeah, we've got our kibble started already on here. So I'd be a Triceratops. I'm a stocky guy. I'd like to turn into a nice fire-breathing Triceratops. Yeah. The only reason because they look cool. Stoke Spinal Tap, great episode, thanks buddy, glad you're enjoying them. Shockwave 2, Keep the Bay Away. I like that. Keep Bay Away, it sounds like a kind of a insect repellent, doesn't it? Bay Away. If we could have used that a couple of years ago, but you know, I still like the first movie. Right, we've got one from Hot Rodney that we'll tackle in a second, but what we're going to do is we're going to have the results of my 600 subscribers special. There's a competition, there's a mystery prize that I will be sending out to one lucky winner. The mystery prize is, I'm still waiting for some of it to arrive from overseas, but I'll send it out as soon as we get those final bits. So I've got 9 eligible people who answered the question correctly. I said for subscribers only, but I've not checked. We have a ring here. We have some dice. We don't want that one. This is what we affectionately call in the nerd industry a D10. So we have 9 answers. Or 9 people. 9 names. I'm going to roll this dice. If it's a 10, we'll roll it again. So let's get this over here. It's a 10. Oh, glad we had that rhyme. It's a 10. This dice is not loaded. Bloody hell, I'd be doing a lot of damage right now. It's an 8. 8 is David Lockie. Congratulations, David. You're the winner of the mystery prize for my 600 subscriber special. Yay! All the excitement here. Right. After that furious bit. Hot Rodney Prime. The Hot Rodney Prime, not to be confused with Cold Rodney Prime. Purveyor of meats. Flash Gordon reboot. What are my thoughts on this? Will it do the original justice? What would I like to see? Now, Hot Roddy knows I'm a big fan of Flash Gordon, the 1980s one, which isn't the original one, really, when you think about it. But it is like that iconic 80s cheese fest with Brian Blessed as Prince Vultan. Now, this movie was special. I actually had to be removed of it from it as a child because I started crying when Flash Gordon was in the swamps, so I couldn't watch it at the cinema all the way through. But yeah, it is a car crash. The movie is a car crash, a majestic car crash of it's lightning in a bottle. You can't remake that. You can't redo that because it is like a clash, a car crash between Hollywood and European movie making crashing together and catching that lightning in a bottle. It's just so many odd decisions, wrong decisions in a way, that have all culminated to make a very kitsch, enjoyable movie. there's just, Timothy Dalton, Ornella Mutai, Brian Blessed, Max von Sydow as Ming the Merciless. Just everyone is just perfect in their own ways. I mean, Timothy Dalton's is just running around. I don't know what movie he thinks he's in. Freeze, you bloody bastards! He's just bastards this, bastards that. It's just no one else is swearing. Brian Blessed is just he's just off his tits as Prince Voltan. Pass me the remote control. Gordon's alive. Outside his own country, Brown, the hunter becomes the hunted. He's just mad. And just, Ornella Mutai. Ooh. It is lightning in a bottle, like I said. So I don't think they should recreate. Queen, man. The Queen soundtrack. Who are they going to get to do the Queen? You can't get someone else to do the Queen soundtrack. So, yeah. Is it Matthew Vaughn who's thinking about it? And especially now with, like I was saying about the Thundercats and He-Man stuff, with Guardians of the Galaxy, with Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok is so much a spiritual predecessor, or spiritual, offspring of Flash Gordon in many ways. Just the look of it, the colours, the sounds. It is so much kind of that kind of thing that I think if you tried to remake Flash Gordon, people would look at it and go, "Oh, you're just trying to do Guardians of the Galaxy. You're just trying to do Thor Ragnarok." When it's them that have taken visual cues from Flash Gordon. So I think if you're going to do it, go back to the original black and whites. Go back to the original comic strips and take your inspiration from that. Don't take your inspiration from the 1980s stuff. Take your inspiration from the original Flash Gordon, or everything. Cherry pick from the cartoons, from the serials, from everything that's been of Flash Gordon. Just cherry pick the best bits and make the best Flash Gordon film you can make. Don't try and be somebody else's Flash Gordon film. That's my feeling about what a Flash Gordon reboot should be. It should just be all of the Flash Gordon. Take all that in and make your own Flash Gordon. Don't try and be somebody else's. Capiche? Gary, with your Flash Gordon reboot you're making? But yeah, that is this episode 3 of BRB, Bistow's regular broadcast. Join us next time when we will be broadcasting regularly. Until then, as always, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, psh, psh, all aboard the fisting train. Bisto! Fisto!